I was never the loud one. I was the one who stayed. While others spoke promises, I showed up with actions. I believed loyalty didn't need an audience. I believed silence meant strength. I believed trust was sacred. I gave my time freely. I defended people who weren't present. I protected names that were already poisoning me behind my back. When they doubted, I stood firm. When they failed, I covered for them. When they needed support, I became invisible so they could shine. I thought that's what loyalty was. Standing behind someone, even when it cost you. But nobody tells you this part. Loyalty is expensive. And most people can't afford it. They smile at you. They laugh with you. They eat at your table. And slowly, they study you. They learn your patterns, your weaknesses, your silence. They don't attack you from the front. That would be honest. They wait. For the moment you're tired, distracted, or too loyal to suspect betrayal. I trusted them because I never planned to hurt them. That was my mistake. I assumed everyone's heart worked like mine. I assumed wrong. Because betrayal doesn't start with hate. It starts with envy. Quiet envy. The kind that watches you grow while pretending to clap. And one day, they stop clapping. They start counting what they think should be theirs. And that's when loyalty becomes a liability. I didn't know it yet, but the knife was already in their hand. And I was still calling them family.
It didn't happen all at once. That's how betrayal works. It doesn't announce itself. It whispers. At first, it was nothing. A feeling. A hesitation. Something slightly off. Messages took longer to reply. Conversations felt shorter. Laughter didn't sound the same. I noticed the silence first. Not the peaceful kind. The heavy kind. Silence that asks questions but never gives answers. My instincts spoke quietly. They always do. But I ignored them. Because trusting people felt safer than doubting them. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself I was tired. I told myself loyal people don't question loyalty. So I stayed quiet. I stayed normal. I stayed loyal. Meanwhile, they grew closer without me. Inside jokes appeared that I wasn't part of. Plans happened without my name mentioned. I felt it. That slow separation. Like being replaced without being removed. Something was changing. Not loudly. Quietly. And the scariest part wasn't the doubt. It was how fast I learned to live with it. That's when I realized. The first crack never makes a sound. But once it's there, everything that follows is only a matter of time.
I didn't need proof yet. I felt it. The shift. Conversation stopped when I entered the room. Not suddenly. Carefully. Like they were trained to stop at the same time. Doors closed more often. Laughter leaked through walls. But my name never followed. Whispers don't need volume. They only need distance. I started replaying moments. Small ones. Looks that lasted too long. Smiles that didn't reach the eyes. I noticed how they watched me. Not with concern. With calculation. They grew closer together. I drifted further away. Without an argument. Without a reason. I wasn't excluded. I was replaced. Words traveled without me. Stories changed shape. Truth bent itself to fit their narrative. Messages went unanswered. Questions were avoided. Silence became their shield. I realized something then. Betrayal doesn't rush. It prepares. Every whisper was a test. Every lie a rehearsal. Every smile a mask. They were deciding how far they could go. And I was still giving them the benefit of the doubt. I didn't know it yet. But the whispers were already louder than the truth. It appeared. Quiet. Uninvited. One message. One sentence. One confirmation I was never meant to see. Time slowed down. Not dramatically. Painfully. My heart didn't race. It sank. Every doubt lined up. Every silence made sense. Every whisper found its source. The picture completed itself. Not how I hoped, but how it always was. I didn't feel anger first. That came later. I felt clarity. The kind that steals your breath. The kind that makes silence feel louder than noise. I replayed everything. Every moment I defended them. Every time I ignored myself. I saw where I stayed quiet to keep the peace. I saw where I sacrificed truth for comfort. And suddenly, I wasn't confused anymore. I knew. That moment didn't break me. It woke me up. Because once you see betrayal clearly, you can never unsee it. I didn't confront them immediately. Not because I was afraid, but because I needed to feel nothing first. Anger makes mistakes. Silence sees clearly. When I finally spoke, my voice didn't shake. I didn't accuse. I didn't explain. I didn't ask for honesty. I already had the truth. They avoided my eyes. That told me more than words ever could. People confess without speaking. You just have to be quiet long enough to notice. I let the silence stretch. They filled it with excuses. I didn't interrupt. I didn't correct them. I watched them betray themselves. They explained why it wasn't betrayal. Why it wasn't personal. Why it wasn't their fault. That's when I stood. Not in anger. In clarity. I didn't need apologies. Apologies don't fix character. I didn't need closure. The truth closed everything. That conversation didn't end the relationship. It ended my participation. After it ended, there was no relief. Just space. The kind of space where noise used to live. That's when it hit me. Not during the confrontation. After. Nights became longer. Sleep became optional. My body was tired. My mind refused to stop. I replayed conversations I should have had. Arguments I chose not to start. Anger arrived late. Not explosive. Heavy. It wasn't rage. It was grief disguised as anger. I realized I didn't just lose people. I lost the version of myself that trusted easily. I wanted to reach out, to explain, to ask why. I didn't. Because some answers only reopen wounds. That's when the pain became honest. No audience. No explanation. But something else appeared. Silence. Real silence. And in that silence, I understood something painful. Healing doesn't feel like relief. It feels like emptiness before strength returns. I didn't announce my recovery. I didn't post about it. I didn't ask for understanding. I just started moving again. No speeches. No promises. Just steps. I trained without music. Without distractions. Without witnesses. Pain became information. Fatigue became data. Emotion became irrelevant. I rebuilt my days first. Not my feelings. Structure before emotion. I removed noise. People. Opinions. I stopped explaining myself. Those who needed explanations were never listening anyway. Loneliness stopped feeling like punishment. It started feeling like control. I wasn't healed. I was stable. That was enough to continue. Trust didn't return. And I didn't chase it. I learned something important. You don't rebuild trust first. You rebuild yourself. And quietly, without asking permission, I became someone betrayal couldn't touch anymore. Just when life felt quiet, the past made a sound. A name I didn't expect. A memory I didn't invite. No apology. No explanation. Just, hey. That single word carried years of damage. The mind works against you. It replays the good parts. It edits out the betrayal. I felt it. That old pull. That familiar weakness. One voice said, maybe they've changed. The other voice said nothing. It just showed me scars. Growth doesn't mean you don't feel temptation. It means you recognize it faster. I didn't respond immediately. Silence became my test. Minutes passed. The urge weakened. Because discipline speaks softly. But consequences scream. I understood something then. The past doesn't come back to fix things. It comes back to see if you're still weak enough to let it in. There was no argument. No final message. No dramatic goodbye. Just a decision. I realized something brutal. Closure is not a conversation. It's a choice. I muted the noise. Not out of anger. Out of respect for my future. Some doors don't close loudly. They close clean. No hatred remained. No love either. Just distance. I didn't erase memories. I archived them. Space creates clarity. Clarity creates power. I stopped wondering if they understood. Understanding was never required. Growth doesn't announce itself. It shows up when old patterns fail to pull you back. Places lost their grip. Names lost their power. This wasn't forgiveness. It was graduation. Some people only meet the old version of you. And that's exactly where they stay.